You're here because you're thinking about buying the DJI Pocket 2. This video will show you every single problem with it so you don't waste your money. But here's what surprised me. I ended up keeping mine, and I use it all the time. Therefore, this isn't a simple hate review. This is the brutally honest reality check you need before you decide if this tiny camera is a masterpiece or a massive mistake. For the best price, click the link in the description. Let's get into it. Act 1. The hook and the hype. The DJI Pocket 2 is a marvel of miniaturization. It's a 4K camera with a 3-axis gimbal that fits in your actual pocket. It weighs nothing, turns on in a second, and promises buttery smooth, professional-looking video with zero effort. The specs sound like a dream. A 1.7-inch sensor, 64 MP photos, 4 microphones for directional audio, and even AI editing magic. It's the ultimate creator tool for vloggers, travelers, and anyone terrified of looking shaky on camera. It's like they took a Hollywood camera crew and shrunk them down to the size of a candy bar. But here's the first major problem nobody talks about. The hype is so loud it drowns out the reality. Therefore, let's pop that hype bubble right now. The number one issue: the screen. Calling it a screen is generous. It's more of a postage stamp with dreams of being a touchscreen. Trying to navigate menus or tap to focus on that tiny 1-inch display is an exercise in frustration. You'll need the fingers of a concert pianist and the eyesight of a hawk. I've accidentally changed more settings by brushing it with my thumb than I have on purpose. It's like trying to perform brain surgery with oven mitts on. Joke number 1. Using this screen will make you appreciate your smartphone's display like it's a giant IMAX theater. But the screen is just the tip of the iceberg. Therefore, the real experience begins when you open the required DJI Mimo app. Act 2. The deep dive into the problems. This is where the pocket-sized dream meets the app-dependent nightmare. To unlock the Pocket 2's full potential, live view, settings, intelligent modes, you must connect it to your phone via the DJI Mimo app. This introduces a critical point of failure. The connection can be finicky. Sometimes it pairs instantly. Other times, it acts like it's never met your phone before and is giving it the silent treatment. You're standing there, a perfect moment happening, and you're wrestling with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi signals. It defeats the whole instant on, instant capture promise. But let's say you get it connected. Therefore, you now have a fantastic wireless monitor with latency. That slight delay between what happens and what you see on your phone can make precise framing a guessing game. And the audio. The much-touted DJI Matrix Stereo with 4 mics is impressive on paper. It can do sound tracking and focus on audio from a specific direction. However, in practice, the built-in mics are still tiny and susceptible to wind noise. You absolutely need the optional wind muff, which is an extra purchase. Without it, your beautifully stabilized 4K video will sound like it was filmed inside a jet engine. It's a stark reminder that physics still applies, even to DJI's wizardry. Joke 2. The audio without the wind muff is so windy it could power a small turbine. But perhaps the biggest shock comes from the battery life. Therefore, let's talk numbers. DJI claims up to 140 minutes. That up to is doing Olympic-level heavy lifting. In real-world use with the screen on, connected to your phone, shooting 4K, you'll be lucky to get an hour and change. For a day out, you are not pocketing the Pocket 2, you're pocketing the Pocket 2 and a power bank. It's a constant low-level anxiety. Is it charged? Did I bring the cable? It turns the ultimate casual camera into a device you have to actively manage. But what about the famous stabilization? Therefore, it's time for the contrarian snapback. The 3-axis gimbal is genuinely incredible. It works as advertised. Walking, running, even hopping. The footage is silky smooth. It's black magic in a black rectangle. However, this perfection creates its own problem. The stabilization is so good that it can feel sterile. It lacks the organic, human feel of good handheld work or even the distinct look, of a lens-based stabilizer. Everything is almost too smooth, which can make your cinematic footage feel a bit like a theme park ride simulation. It's a weird complaint to have, I know. Joke 3. The stabilization is so effective, it could probably film a smooth video during an earthquake, but it might also make your vacation look like a very calm VR experience. But we're not done. Therefore, let's discuss the glamour effects and that 93-degree wide-angle lens. For selfies and social media, the wide lens is great. You can fit more background in or more people. The glamour effects, DJI's beauty filters, are there if you want that smoothed-out, Instagram-ready look. They work, but they feel a bit like putting a digital makeup filter on everything. It can be fun, but it's not a substitute for good lighting. And speaking of substitutes, the AI editor that automatically makes your videos. It's a cute party trick for beginners, but any serious editor will find it limiting. It's the cinematic equivalent of a pre-made microwave meal. Convenient, but you'll crave more control. So with all these problems, the tiny screen, app reliance, battery anxiety, wind noise, why didn't I return it? Therefore, we reach the turning point. Act 3. The resolution, who is this for? Because when it works brilliantly. The DJI Pocket 2 isn't a replacement for your smartphone or your professional mirrorless camera. It exists in a magical, frustrating, and incredibly useful niche in between. It is the undisputed king of one thing: spontaneous, stabilized motion. Think about chasing your kids around the park, recording a walking tour through a crowded market, or capturing a time-lapse of a sunset without a tripod. For those moments, it is utterly peerless. Pull it out of your pocket, power it on, and you're recording cinema-quality smooth footage in under 2 seconds. No other device does that. The image quality from that 20.8 lens is vibrant and detailed, especially in good light. Low-light performance is okay, but that's the trade-off for the small sensor. It's a trade-off I'm willing to make for the portability. And yes, you need the app for the best control, but you can also use it standalone for quick capture, which is how I use it 80% of the time. You learn its quirks. You buy the wind muff. You carry a power bank. You accept the postage stamp screen for what it is, a basic monitor, not a control center. Joke 4. Mastering the Pocket 2 is like adopting a very talented but slightly high-maintenance pet. It has its needs, but the rewards are worth it. Therefore, let's get to the final verdict. Should you buy the DJI Pocket 2? It depends entirely on your problems. If your problem is carrying heavy gear, missing spontaneous moments, or getting shaky, unusable video, then the Pocket 2 is a spectacular solution. Its core function, pocket-sized motorized stabilization, is executed near perfectly. However, if your problem is wanting a perfect do-it-all device with a giant screen, all-day battery, and pro-level audio without accessories, you will be disappointed. This is a specialist tool, not a generalist. For vloggers on the move, parents, travelers, and content creators who prioritize smooth motion above all else, the DJI Pocket 2 is still a revolutionary product. The problems are real, but they are the price of admission for this level of portable stabilization technology. Once you understand its limits and play to its incredible strengths, it becomes an indispensable part of your creative kit. It's the camera you actually have with you, and the footage it gets is consistently, reliably stunning. Therefore, don't buy the DJI Pocket 2 expecting a flawless miracle device. But do consider it if you want the most powerful pocket-sized filmmaking tool that exists today. For the best price and to check the latest deals on Amazon, click the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.